Hey guys, my name's Justin, aka Nasty Tom. You guys can find me on Twitch.
I'm Chris, aka Dr. Killjoy 89.
I'm Chad, Raspberry Corn Muffins. Sitting really close to my man.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Paul, and this is our channel All In, and this is going to be the first episode of our new podcast, the Four Idiots and a Playlist. It's going to be a video podcast at first, going up on YouTube. We might be doing it live later on, but until we can kind of get the audio thing going, this is pretty much what you can expect. And I believe we're going to be doing this every Sunday night, right, guys?
Yeah, should be every Sunday night.
Yeah, so weekly you can look forward to that. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. So what it is every week we have somebody is going to be posting a playlist that is 10 songs long, and throughout the week we are going to be listening to it, and we're going to be reviewing it that Sunday, and then we're going to be posting the new playlist usually at the end of this podcast.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Sounds like a plan.
So who wants to start us off, guys?
Justin, you've been working on that intro music, so go ahead and give us our theme song.
Put it in your boot. Okay, hey, that's the intro.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed that shit.
Yeah. 3 rehearsals a week. That was pretty good too.
Go ahead and save that, Paul. That's it, right?
Yeah, go ahead and say that. That's it. You know, y'all feel
Let's
it?
take
Y'all
a
feel it?
text on that.
Hey, copyright
I think
that.
that's it. I legit think that's it. So,
Yeah. That's right.
But no, I mean, seriously though, starting from the top. I mean, what was the first song? Wavy Bone. It was.
Who made this playlist?
ASAP. Yeah, ASAP Rocky.
It starts with Wavy Bone, and yeah, Chad is right. It's Cody, our buddy.
Oh, is he still alive? I thought something tragic
No,
happened
I
to
think
him, man. I thought that guy died.
Actually, Cody did.
Where are you?
Cody
he
passed
did.
away. Unfortunately, it was
Oh.
very quick. This is Cody with a K. You know, the new Cody, as we call him. So
Yeah,
Cody C is out,
reincarnation.
but at least he went out with
Moving
what I
approved.
think is a pretty good playlist.
Yeah.
I was consistently second string in high school football. Now I'm second string on a podcast. I mean, life goals, guys. Does you think you could peak at 25? You're wrong. There's life after that, man.
You set those standards low.
That's
And
right.
you can never disappoint anybody.
Yeah, you're damn right.
That's it,
You're damn
man.
right.
But yeah,
But yeah, you
Justin,
said
it
Cody made
starts
this
with Wavy Bone.
playlist. First song was Wavy Bone. It was ASAP Rocky featuring Pimp C and
Juicy
what was
J.
it? UGK. Basically, just UGK as a whole. Really, I mean, just for me, I enjoyed I enjoyed the first song. It was kind of a throwback. Like, I don't know the last time I heard Pimp C. Since he's passed away. Like, that's been years. So it kind of like brought me right in with some nostalgia, even though it was a fairly recent verse from ASAP Rocky. But it was still kind of legendary. It was like, it kind of reminded me like how fucking amazing those two artists were. That just some upstart really at that point could just hop on there and it feel like a classic song. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean,
I don't know if I've ever heard this song before I listened to it on this playlist, actually. I've heard all these artists before and on some of their songs and some of them together, but this actual song I never heard before. So this was the first for me. And I thought it was a good way to start this playlist, personally.
Yeah, the strong lead in. I liked it. I wasn't sure if it was Pimp C or Bum B that was dead. I mean, I don't really stay up on the news too much.
yeah, it's Pimp C.
I couldn't even remember which one had passed away, but I knew it was one of them. But man, old UGK. I mean, after I listened to that song, I went back and checked out some of their old stuff that I used to dig, man. And they need to keep that coming.
Yeah, I'd actually never heard Wavy Bone before. I'm with Chris on this one before this, and I really dig it. And honestly, I didn't know a lot about UGK or anything like that, or Pimp C, any of them. But this definitely had like a old school like ride to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then but ASAP and like brought in kind of the new stuff, and I dug that.
A great lead-in song for a playlist too, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
great
think
way
so.
to. It's like dipping your toes in. It's like when you're getting in the pool, you're not diving in, you're just walking into that pool and getting
You
acclimated.
got to acclimate. Yeah, you got to acclimate.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm a belly
you're
flop
right.
dude, man. I just go all in.
I've
you know
totally
what I'm
been
saying?
in a pool. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Swimming, the water,
Yeah, hey, we're all up in there, man. That's me.
bathing suits.
All day, baby.
Catch me there.
Hey, best believe that's what Justin be.
Yeah. And look at the tan on Paul. He's all in the pool every day.
Mhm.
Oh, every day.
All in.
All in.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
All right, so what was the next song?
We Can Make the World Stop.
Okay, but what's the next song?
Got
Glitch
him.
Mob.
Justin, it's back to you.
I got him. Well, I mean, really, once again, that song was really amazing to me. And like, it's gonna sound like I'm just a fucking fanboy for all of his songs, but legit, I
Good
used to listen
playlist.
to a lot of this artist called RJD2, and I mean, I fucked with Glitch Mob a lot, but that was probably the most similar I've ever heard them like sound as far as like those two specific artists, both Juggernaut at what they do. RJD2 is more of like a sample artist. He'll take samples, he'll flip beats, and he'll just make these amazing tracks. But mind you, as soon as I was hearing this song, I legit was like, how the fuck does Cody, the pleb, even know about RJD2? Like, I'm sitting here like how does he know? Like, I felt offended in my heart. I was like, what the fuck? This pleb knows about RJD2? And then of course he only knows about Glitch Mob, which is still awesome. But like that's how similar it was. It took me back, and I was like, oh shit, this is some good dank shit. So still, I was kind of surprised. Like, okay, Cody might know what he's doing. He might know what he's doing. He had 2 fucking songs back to back that I'm just like, okay, look at this guy. He thinks he thinks he's hot shit, you know. But overall, I dug it. I dug it to hell and back.
Yeah, it was called "We Can Make the World Stop" by Glitch Mob. What'd you think of it, Chris?
I gotta tell you, this really surprised me that this song was on this playlist because most Cody style is all just like trash rap stuff, which I love. By the way, I love Cody's taste in trash rap is right there with me. So when I was listening to this playlist and heard the first song, I was like, all right, this is Cody style. And then this next song came on, and I'm like, what the hell? Like it just completely caught me off guard, and I was like, wow, this, and then that's what I kind of knew. Like, this is going to be a very different playlist than what Cody normally makes. Mm-hmm. So, and yeah, I really, really, really dug this song. I actually added this to a couple of my other playlists.
Okay.
Yep.
What about you guys?
Well, this kind of like this niche of music for me is probably my least known niche. I mean, I love techno and EDM and all that stuff, but I can't tell them apart. I mean, I listened to it, but this song kind of rolled along. It had a good, had layers to it. So yeah, man, it was a good song, and song number 2 to come in off of the kind of the dip in your toes. This is kind of a splash, get your toes wet, and then you just belly flop on into it. So yeah, it was a good song, man. I'll be checking out more of their stuff, but so far so good, man.
Yeah, I really enjoy Glitch Mob. When I found him not that long ago, I think Justin actually may have introduced me to Glitch Mob, and because I had fallen off that that type of music for a while, and then like this is kind of one of the people that brought me back. And like you guys, I was very surprised that Cody put this on the list, and like remembering, and actually that's one thing that I like about Cody is like when he pays attention to the playlist that we make, and he'll incorporate it with his stuff. He started off as like this shitty larva that put out trash, but he's able to like
accurate.
Like when I put Glitch Mob on, I believe it's actually my last playlist that we did for this, and like so he doesn't just stick with one genre, which I like. Like he doesn't give stuff too much of a chance all the time, but every once in a while he'll break out of his mold, and then he'll listen to stuff and incorporate it into his own playlist, and I like that. And yeah,
that's one thing I like that we do this. That's one of my favorite things about doing the playlist thing we did was it really broke me out of my mold of stuff I normally listen to. It introduced me to a lot of new artists, and it put me down a path of different music and different music styles in general.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I remember when you guys started making like playlists. I like the amount of country you were putting on your fucking playlist, Chris, like was breathtaking to me because one, I didn't even know that many country songs existed. But I'm just kidding.
That's
but like legit, like there was I don't think I had listened to much like country at all in my life. And it was kind of amazing to be like, well shit, this is some really good stuff. It's not always about, the fucking dog and the trailer and whatever. But I mean it is a lot of the
That's
time.
good country though.
Only the good stuff. Yeah.
I like that. I like that even like when it's music I don't really like, or like even if I listen to it and I don't really dig that much, I like that I'm being introduced to it. Like
Yeah.
I remember you made one playlist, Justin, that was very chill music, and I remember I wasn't a big fan of the playlist itself, but I'm glad that you made it, and I listened to it several times even though I wasn't really into it because it's nice being introduced
I
and
get you.
dipping your toes into that different music that you would otherwise never have listened to.
And that's where I think a lot of the streaming services like Spotify, Napster, all these ones that are out there come and gone and everything, is they'll play the music that you're already listening to, artists that you're already into. There ought to be like a one that kind of goes, hey, this is some stuff that's opposite of what you're listening to, and this is some stuff you may actually hate.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's where
at
we
least
step in.
at least we're broadening your horizons a little bit,
Yeah.
So what do we got up next, Juice?
I mean, I like Chris reading the actual song, and then, and then of course,
Sicko Mode. Sicko Mode by Travis Scott on the album Astro World.
Yeah, I want a little more bass in that next time, but
let's go back to that AMDJ.
but definitely like that. This song is kind of where he lost me a little bit. Like I felt like with Wavy Bone and Glitch Mob, it showed depth. Now there is nothing wrong with being on like this poppy wave, but literally Sicko Mode is okay. It's just not that good of a song. Like it really isn't. Like I think a lot of people listen to it now because it's fucking Drake and Travis Scott. You can't go anywhere without hearing two of their songs on the radio at any given time. I just think like that song didn't have that much weight. So if you're coming in with Wavy Bone, with Pimp C and Bun B, and even ASAP, and dropping that shit, and then you got Glitch Mob with this trill ass beat, just kind of vibing, and then you want to hit me with the surface, radio, not quite mumble rap yet, but almost in that same like type vibe, drug type influence shit, you kind of lose me. So literally he had me for 2 songs, and then it was like Sicko Mode. I'm like, okay, I'm good on it. Like I was just good on it, but that's also because I've heard that song a million times, so it could just be my bias. But I think that's where he kind of lost me. I was like, okay, we're back to that, to that puff shit. But that's just me though.
I kind of see where you're coming from, especially because like starting off this playlist, you get hit with that nice song Wavy Bones, and then just completely took off the rails by the next song by the Glitch Mob. And this song was basically classic Cody, which, like I said before, I'm all for. I love some good trash rap, so I could definitely see where you're coming from by not appreciate the song in this playlist, which I can kind of understand. I still like the song just because I'm a sucker for trash rap.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to put you in a box. Like my opinion isn't the end all be all. I was apparently when I was like I didn't really like it that much. Chris felt like he had to walk on.
He was personally attacked.
I mean,
he came at him.
I understand where you're coming
from. I didn't mean to come for you, bro. But you did a little nice tap dance. He was like, let me dance around the Justin's feelings over here, and to let you know that I still like it. And
I agree though. It in this playlist that Cody's made, which I'm pretty sure the listeners are going to see that we kind of like this playlist. Well, I speak for myself, anyways. This song, if you took it out or maybe dropped it at the end, I think the playlist would have flowed a little better. I mean,
yeah, this song. I've heard it several times too. I don't plug into a whole lot of new music, and that's one thing I like about this opportunity to come on and get in this playlist circle because I've heard of the playlists and stuff going around. When you guys was doing it on Polo and everything, and but to be able to get in and listen to the music and stuff, this is one that was familiar with me. So I was happy the playlist had a lot of familiar songs, but Drake, it's like a fireworks show. You start off a couple big bangers, and then you kind of got that one that everybody's used to. I mean, what would the fireworks show be without them little fuzzy little fizzly bees? They're not exciting.
It's filler.
Yeah, it's filler. So I was able to get up and go take a poop, and then come back and catch on the next song, which was another good song right behind it. One of my favorites. I'm not trying to look ahead, but I'm really excited about this next song.
As far as Sicko Mode goes, honestly, I'd never heard the song before. I really enjoy Travis Scott. I like a lot of the stuff that he does. But I agree with you guys. Like sitting here looking through the entire playlist, this is the only one that I can't even like remember off the top of my head. Like every other song on here had such a punch to it. to me,
It's forgettable. It's
like
forgettable, yeah.
it was definitely the most forgettable, and I think that says something about the song. I mean, if every other song on here is something like, oh, I can tell you what this is, what this is, what this is, and then like I'm sitting here looking at Sicko Mode, and I remember it like, oh, okay, I remember that was Drake. Now that he says that, but it really just didn't resonate with me. So I do believe that it is just filler. It's just rice on a burrito to me. So I don't really have much to say about this song.
But what's a burrito without rice? You know.
I mean, you tell me. That's a deep fucking question right there. I mean, that's gonna be
another podcast.
Yeah, that's for our 4 Idiots in a Burrito podcast.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, we'll come back to that, guys.
We're gonna get new burritos from Taco Bell and dissect them.
Yeah.
Go layer by layer.
Y'all gonna get the Belluminati on here messing around. People start disappearing. Y'all talking about ricing up burritos.
God. All right. Hey, I guess go ahead. Give us the next song, Chris.
Next song is No Diggity by Backstreet, Dr. Dre, from the album Another Level.
Ooh, shit.
That's what I like.
That feels official.
Nice.
That feels official. And then, so like I said a little earlier, like it was kind of crazy that he had these two heavy-hitting songs. He then popped in with kind of a little puff piece, but then he like almost doubled down because No Diggity literally was the like a fucking fluff of a song back when it came out for me. Like obviously it was just a radio jam, but now it's like become a classic. Like it literally is like, okay, I hear this song, it reminds me of my childhood, this, that, and the third. But it was another radio poppy song. It's just been like a couple of decades, so it's not on that same wavelength. But it was kind of cool to see him like double down, like, hey, I had this one fluffy song, you know, maybe it doesn't have that much into it, but I'm also still giving you more of the same thing. But that song, you know, was a fluff piece. It just eventually became a classic. So maybe that's what he was thinking with that. It was like two dank songs. Or maybe I'm giving him too much credit, and he was literally just like, you know what, these two songs are really cool. Let me put them on here, and that's exactly how Cody sounds. Like I'm not even.
That is him.
That's a spot on impression.
I thought Cody had revived and was on here. I was like, holy shit, he's back from the dead.
He's going out on us.
Hey, like I said, man. Hey, I
don't
get
come
what
back
the
from
kids
those kind of
thinking sometimes, or not thinking. But obviously, No Diggity, like that's a good song. Like, that's a song you're gonna put on at a party, maybe you get together, barbecue, something like that, and people are gonna be like, "Oh hell yeah, all right, I'm getting down." You know, but they're not gonna listen to that song on repeat. Like you're not gonna catch them listening to that on repeat. But they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, that was cool. I heard that at your barbecue. I ain't thought about it in a couple of years. There's probably a good reason why I haven't thought about it in a couple of years." You know, but that's just me.
Depends on how late in the barbecue if anybody gets any action off No Diggity.
I guess you're right, man. If it's kind of early, I think, you know, the brews are just being popped.
Right.
You got them going. If it's like, if you done ate, if everybody that food, or everybody hungry, you might not. They might be like, why is the fucking song playing? Get this trash.
Is this No Diggity?
Is this No Diggity playing right now? Get the fuck out of here.
And then you got the really faded. You got the really faded folks in the corner who are just making out, grinding on each other on the dance floor for it. You know, sandals and socks and shit.
I mean, you know, I usually have my family over for barbecues, but you know, however you get down, my dude, you know,
hey man,
your family.
you ain't got the aunt and uncle that get totally drunk and inappropriate at the barbecue.
I do. Hey, you know what? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't think I do. I don't know.
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Aunt Shirley.
Different strokes, right?
I'm sure she's popping in.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Lord.
What do you think about it, Chris?
Well, I'll say, after Sicko went off and this song faded, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Because whenever I listen to these playlists, I've said this before in a polo, I try not to look at the playlist. I usually just start the first song and try to listen to it without looking at it. So, when the last song faded out and this one faded, and I was like, "Oh man!" Like this is just like Justin. It's a song that came out long ago, and I've heard it several times. So, it was a little nostalgic for me. And if you've seen the classic movie that won a bunch of awards, I think. Pitch Perfect. That's what came to mind when I heard this song, because my wife has literally watched that movie hundreds of times, and so that's what popped in my mind when I heard this song. I liked it. I thought it fit the playlist really good, and I think it's like Justice said was when the playlist kind of got back on track for me.
This song was actually one of the nominees for our class of 1995 Mosley graduation song. I mean, I'm not sure that's accurate, but it just kind of felt right, you know.
I mean, just go ahead and lie to our viewers. I mean, fuck it, man. Just go ahead
Hey,
and lie.
prove it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm saying it's on them. Burden of proof is on
that,
them.
That's the thing, man. It's infotainment. It's
infotainment.
It's formative. It's entertaining. We're blurring lines here. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like Alex Jones might be right.
Speaking of blurring lines, man, No Diggity. When it came out, man, there was a little club in town called Rack and Q. It was over there off 15th Street. It was like they play 2 club songs, a country song, a rock song, 2 club songs. I mean, that was just the mix, dude. So always fights, always just groups of people, you know, just starting to get in the groove, and then things are coming out. But they'd always throw this one on like it was never failed if there was a fight, or you know, the music got stopped, or you know, the cops showed up and carried a couple drunk people out. As soon as everything got back to normal, the DJ just spun it. Boom, No Diggity, got everybody back into the vibe, man. So I'll always remember it as the "Let's All Be Friends Again" song.
Shit.
So you're saying No Diggity saved lives?
Saved lives. It was pretty much on the EMT playlist. They'd roll up in an ambulance with No Diggity blaring, people would stop fighting.
Was that it? Huh?
People, yeah.
I like the way you work it.
Oh man.
So yeah, it means a lot to me. Got me out of a few scuffles.
Personally, for me, No Diggity isn't really my cup of tea. I skip it. I listened to it the first couple times, and then I started skipping it. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm saying
give him another like stare down.
I'm saying personally for me, I was never into like the Black Street and stuff like that.
Oh, you was never into the Black?
He was never into Black Street.
What are you saying? Why'd you
Does
pause?
this dude look like he
Why'd
hung out on the Black Street?
What you got to... Hey, hold up, y'all. It ain't gonna turn that type of podcast. Alright? Not today. Not today, Alex Jones.
Is that what you're saying, man? What are you trying to say?
I'm saying Black Street as in the
as
group.
A group.
I was not. I just.
What do you mean, you people?
Oh Lord.
Oh man, just Justin.
But like, cause I mean, Chad knows pretty well. Like, I don't listen to like a lot of the old school kind of. I don't know what you'd call it. It's like G-Funk era stuff. It's just not like, I don't listen to Snoop Dogg and like all that stuff. It just is not it's not personally my cup of tea.
So you telling me gin and juice? You can't get down to that like that? Dude. Sipping on gin and juice.
Nah. We overlook a lot of we overlook a lot of flaws with Paul.
Because then we'll get that strike. You know, I don't want to risk it. You know,
we overlook a lot for Paul, but we can't overlook that, man. You're not a Snoop Dogg fan at all. This is the worst trade he has.
Hey man, we all like different things.
Like newer Snoop Dogg, I mean, after a little while, like honestly, he is a little cheesy. But old school Snoop, when he was spitting, like going for it.
Yeah.
I only listen to Snoop line.
Beats, like the beats Dre was laying down for him were fucking insane.
Dude.
But I get it, to each his own. But I mean, that still brings us back to No Diggity, in your opinion, on it.
Yeah. So I like what it was. Like I think it moved the playlist along. I mean, it really moves it along for me because it moves it on to the next song. Because it just, I don't know. But I knew that, especially as soon as I heard the song, I was like, Chad is going to, like, this is the thing that's going to get Chad excited because he loves that old school, music. That's your stuff. That you're into it. And hey, that's the good thing, and that's where I'm saying about this playlist that Cody made, which really he didn't used to do this. Like, it is just so funny that he did this right out the gate, and then he had to die. I mean, that sucks because he really made it, and everything on here. I think there's gonna be songs on here that people like in this group, and that people don't. That we don't. But there's more that we do like. I know for me personally, than don't. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about No Diggity. Let's go on to the next thing for Chad.
Next song, Centipede by Knife Party from the album Rage Valley.
Damn, bro, he's getting better and better every fucking song, y'all. It's getting better and fucking better. But
kinda
just
looks
my
like
opinion
Casey
on the
Kasem.
song, I feel like I've heard that song somewhere before, millions of times, but I literally couldn't place it. I don't know, maybe just in like, combo videos or...
Yeah, I think it's the announcer. Yeah, the announcer doing the Centipede part. He does sound very familiar to me, too.
I mean, not that. I mean, like the song itself, which, but that was just one of those things about that song. Like, technically, I feel like I've heard it a million times, never knew the title of it, didn't even know who sang it. But also, just hearing this fucking intro, it kind of got me going a little bit. At first, I think I was about to skip over. I was like, "What the fuck? Did I accidentally skip? Click onto a fucking ad or something on Spotify?" And no, the thing keeps going, and then boom, the beat starts picking up and kicking down. It was kind of cool. It was actually it was kind of cool. But overall, the song, like I said, I've heard it a million times. Never really could place it. Still was kind of like a passover song. Like, okay, I'm just gonna move on from this and move on to the next song. That was kind of it. Like, it was like I stopped for a second, and then I just kept moving.
Like an
That's
Easter
just me
song.
though, this song.
Passover.
I think I have a similar opinion. I've never heard the song before, but I kind of dug it. I didn't add it to any of the playlists, but I liked it a pretty good bit. But yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I think it was pretty cool they put it in the playlist where he did, though. I mean, and it might have just been some filler for him. It's very unlike Cody, that's for sure, to have it in a playlist like this. But
Right.
but yeah, it was okay. I didn't love it, didn't hate it.
You know what? I'll take it back. I remember one of the last albums you made, Chris, or mixtapes you made. You actually had like an intro. You had stuff like that, and it seemed like he was kind of taken aback by that. And I thought maybe this was his like attempt to kind of have like that song with an intro that draws you in. Because I think you remember the mixtape I'm talking about. You had somebody talking about like, oh, I'm mad. Don't just
Oh yeah.
do something or
I know
whatever.
what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. But
I'm
basically, I
mad
feel
as
like
hell.
yeah, I feel like that might have been his kind of shot at that. Like, I feel like maybe because we've maybe been missing it, he might have been like, these songs remind me of mixtapes or playlists that you guys have made before. Like the Glitch Mob one, technically he could have gotten that from any song that I would have, any album I would have made. Uh, the Wavy Bone, I think that was just more of him. That was him showing his face. I think we haven't quite. I think probably I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to jump into it, but there's a song after the next song, I believe, that might have been him paying homage to maybe Paul's playlist at that point. But that's just something like as we're talking about it, I'm kind of starting to see because I don't even think I thought about it.
It's almost like he knew that bus was going to hit him,
It's
and he just wanted to say goodbye.
I mean, and he wanted, hey, you know what?
It was beautiful. I mean, it almost brings a tear to my eye. Almost. If I didn't hate him so much.
R.I.P.
Chris?
Rip Ripperoni.
I think it's on me, actually. Yeah, this is the song that's on the playlist that I would say is the forgettable one, because I don't remember it at all.
I mean, that's one way to put it. I mean, you can't be wrong. You can't be wrong. You don't remember.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna go back and check it out again because so far so good. The playlist has been rolling, so I feel like I've done it injustice by not remembering this song. But Katy Perry. Oh, my bad. Knife Party. Yeah.
I mean, one and the same, really.
Yeah,
I think she's like,
it does look like Katy Perry.
It's a spin-off group.
She sings for them while on tour.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, we give you the exclusive dirt.
So 2 breasts.
Katy Perry has 2 breasts. That's right. Anyways, Paul.
For me, Centipede. It was a great place to put it, right in the middle. It really pumps you back up for the rest of the playlist, and it kind of like gets you in the mood for what's to come next. Centipede is one of my favorite songs on this playlist. To me, it wasn't my throwaway. It was as soon as I heard it, I immediately saved it, and I listened to Centipede probably one of the most out of any song on here. But I just like that because it's Halloween is coming up, and it makes me think of like Halloween time.
Yeah.
There's actually a album that I listen to that's all like EDM, stuff like that. That is based on horror movies like Hellraiser, Nightmare on Elm Street, and like Halloween, all that stuff. And those are like kind of like horror based songs, which I don't hear a lot of, and that's what this reminded me of. And out of everything on here, this song probably caught me the most by surprise, just because I was like, I can't imagine him listening to this, and so it caught me by surprise, and I really, sure. I dug it.
I get it.
I get it. By surprise.
And I guess I wasn't trying to say that it was like forgettable for me. It just was a vibe. Like, it was like, okay, this is cool, and I'm just vibing. I'm just moving along. It just didn't stand out.
Can you sing a couple bars to kind of remind me? I don't even know what song it is. How's it go?
It's a dude, and he talks about centipedes, and he goes, wah, 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 wah.
Okay.
I
I
remember that.
remember that one.
It's
I remember
good
that.
though. It's good.
He was talking about catching a tarantula and stuff. I remember that.
one.
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
Yeah, but it's good.
Back in it, y'all.
Yeah. All right. Hit us with the song title, Chris.
Next song, "Zombie" by the Cranberries on the album "No Need to Argue."
All right. This one for me, I feel like that. It's like the kid that that hasn't seen Star Wars, and then as soon as he says, "Hey, I haven't seen Star Wars," everyone's like, "Oh my God, huh? You what? Huh?" That's how I feel about the Cranberries. Like I feel like I've heard this song on commercials or whatever, but I don't think I've ever literally sat down and listened to this song. Like Zombie is apparently like huge as fuck. There's been remixes and all types of stuff, but I never had the urge to check it out. And I'm actually kind of happy that he put this on here because literally it was like the first time I sat down, listened to the whole song. It wasn't just the chorus, and I was kind of like, oh, this is real interesting. So I mean, really, yeah, for me, nice little mix up. Definitely, it was a rap album, EDM, and then now it's like taking on this whole nother like step. So he mixed it up. He definitely mixed it up with this one, and I think, as Paul mentioned, I think from the mixtapes before, Cody, rest in peace. Really, he 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 kind of kept things kind of monotone. Like he would give you a rap album or he'd give you a rock album, and that would kind of be it. But to see him mix it up like this, it is throwing me for a loop. I mean, it's just too sad we lost him.
R.I.P.
Sounds like a good
So
guy.
young, so young.
Sung young. I mean, he was already losing hair though, so at that point, it's kind of almost over.
Maybe he stepped in front of that bus.
It was
I laugh on the outside, but I'm crying on the inside.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man.
Man.
Yeah, I agree, Justin. This song, I probably have heard it before, but it's been a while. Or if I have heard it, it was actually like a cover by somebody else because this song has been covered a ton. Probably by any big artist you can think of. It's probably covered this song, and it's called "Zombie," and it's got a lot of political undertones. This is actually talking, I think, about the whole Irish type of resistance fighters, IRA and stuff like that.
IRA. I got you.
Yeah. So it was. I'm with you. I'm really glad you put it in here. And it's just this playlist is like if you said someone else made this playlist, it'd make more sense than saying Cody's made this playlist because this
stole it.
whole playlist is not Cody at all.
He just
He'll
said
never make another
shuffle,
playlist
and it just
again.
came
But
up.
R.I.P. But
he did his best. We'll miss him.
like when this song first came on, it said Cranberries Zombie. I was like, oh my God, I really don't want to listen to this. I don't want to listen to Cranberries. Because they sing another song that I'm not a big fan of that's popular, and I can't think of the name right now. But I was like, well, I try to, anytime I listen to a playlist for the first time, I try not to skip any song. I'll try to listen to the whole playlist the way the person made it. Because people went through the effort to make the playlist for the most part. Yeah. So I want to give the respective listen to the playlist the way they made it in its entirety. So, and I'm really glad I did. I'm really glad I listened to the whole song because I actually like this song. It's actually a very good song. And if you listen to this podcast and have not heard this song, then I really think you should listen to it because it is very political, but it's very good at the same time. And it is a shame that the lead singer died 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I think it was.
And I mean, we'll make sure we got a link to all this stuff so people will actually be able to kind of maybe even listen along as we're talking.
Yeah,
they'll want to hear that over us any day of the week, any day, anyway, any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a couple of dumb idiots, anyway. So.
Yeah, go ahead, Cody with the K.
All right. First of all, I'm honored to even be here. I'm just hoping I don't get killed off by a bus or airplane.
Man lost his
accident or
life
something.
for you to be here.
Hey,
So I feel like I'm
not
auditioning for my life right now. Is what I feel
Literally.
like. So,
there are plenty of buses out there.
Plenty
a
of
lot.
Cody's.
There's a Greyhound
Yeah.
station right there.
Not for nothing, but there's plenty of buses and there's plenty of Codys. So
this song,
get
the lead,
together.
Chris mentioned that Dolores, I don't know what her last name is. I want to say Claiborne, but that's a Stephen King book. Anyways, the Cranberries lead singer, I think she died almost a year ago, or like 6 months ago, something like that. But the toxicology came out. They thought that she had offed herself, and turns out she had just drank too much wine and fell asleep in the tub and drowned. So,
it can happen to all of us.
Tragic.
It will happen.
Could have happened
to
to Cody. We're not sure. We're waiting for the toxicology to come back on Cody.
I mean, he fell asleep in the tub, and then the tub went into the street, and the bus got him that way. It was tragic,
And
y'all.
it's
It was
hard
tragic.
to know.
It could happen to
It
anybody.
could happen to anyone.
It could happen
man.
to anyone.
A couple glasses of wine, you're window shopping at an IKEA. Next thing you know, your tub's in the street and the bus gets you.
That's it. Too much wine. Hey,
It's the
drink in
classic
moderation.
tub in the middle street hit by the bus.
Drink in moderation.
Guys,
Yeah.
I almost drowned last night. Look,
Really?
after that shot of Jaeger, what do I do when I'm too drunk? I go home and I take a shower face down. Unfortunately, I haven't unclogged my drain in a long time, and it was almost the end of me, boys.
One thing led to another.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
we all been there. We all
Yeah.
been there.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind when you make your playlist next time, Paul, that it may be your last.
I always do. I always do.
But yeah, this song, man, this is one. It's a 4-chord song. I learned to play it on the guitar not long ago. I like it. It's got variations. You can speed it up, slow it down. It still sounds good. But I gotta say that Bad Wolves cover that they did right before she passed, man, that they killed it, man. They made it more relevant, changed some of the wording to make it drone strikes. You know, brought us up into modern warfare terms, you know. But yeah, a great political song, you know, for that genre and stuff like that. But mainly just her voice, man, just
Yes.
legendary voice, and tragic for her to pass those. I mean, she was getting up there. She was in her 40s or whatever, but really good artist and solid song. Definitely a classic and a good one to throw in there to kind of fill that void in the playlist. So loved it.
Yeah, I have the exact same feelings. I always liked the Cranberries, even because there's just a lot of bands that, you know, like you guys were talking about with, you know, No Diggity and stuff like that. It reminds me of our younger time, and that's what the Cranberries are for me personally. So I was very sad when I had heard about her. I always liked Zombie. So when I saw it was on here, I kind of had the same feeling, like, I've heard this song a million times. Because when we put a playlist together, I kind of want it to be stuff. When I do it, it's usually newer songs or songs that I hadn't known about, like not usually hits. But I don't know. After listening to it again, I was really glad he put it on there. Just because I was reminded, like, hey, this is a good song. There's a reason I listened to this song so many times growing up. It's because this band is really good, and yeah, it really is just tragic what happened. But yeah, so I really did enjoy it.
All right, up next, the song New Noise by the artist Refused on their album, The New Noise Theology.
The EP.
Okay. hey, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. All right, let this man do his thing. For me, this one was actually kind of tough to listen to. I just kept thinking, like, when is this song gonna be over?
The hardcore one.
When is it gonna be over? Yeah, and you know, so it was kind of like, for me, it wasn't my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people really enjoy that music. So I think a lot of times I can get into some stuff if I've had something to drink, if I'm relaxing. But normally when I'm driving home from work, it's not the song I want to hear. But you know, that's just me though. Like I said, I don't really have too much to take away from it. I just felt like it was literally new noise, like it was noise in the background, and I was just waiting for the song to kind of end. But like I said, that's just me.
I was not a big fan of this song, and I don't want to speak for the dead, but I like to think that Cody probably listens to this song and is like, yeah, this is going to be right up Chris and Paul's alley right here, boy. I put this in there. They're going to hear this song. It's going to blow their fucking minds. This is probably my least favorite song on this playlist. I don't like this song at all, not even a little bit. And I've listened to it several times. I don't care for it at all. I'm with you, Justin, when the song started playing. I'm like, oh my god! And looking right now, the song's 5 minutes long. What the hell? I personally didn't care for it. People who probably listen to that type of music I listen to is like, yes, this is a bunch of people screaming and loud music, and that's probably what Cody's like. Yeah, this is right there, fucking out right here, boy.
I mean, you know, Paul gonna tell us that he rubbed one out into it. Like he's literally, that's what he's gonna tell us. Because look at his face right now.
I'm rubbing one out right now.
Oh God. Okay. Let's end this.
I didn't even notice.
Abort.
It's so small.
Dude, it was like petting a hummingbird. It was really small, fast strokes, and God, that was disturbing.
And I love how calm Chad is.
Short and fast.
He's like, what can
Short
you
and
do?
fast.
Dude, you should see him do it at work, man. People are offended.
Woo!
That's crazy.
I'm sure it's a sight to behold.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Yeah, you gotta look close, but yeah,
What are you
something
doing in
to
my
see.
car?
That's why they put me in my own room.
I'm doing
Employees
God's,
only.
I'm doing God's work.
we had to put him in an isolation booth just to try to save the HR people from having to do a lot of paperwork. But this song I'm not much for the grungy screamo type songs. It was this was a song that me and Shauna had our first dance to at our wedding. It's got a great sweet. It's a love song, really.
A lot of people don't know that.
That's what I'm saying. Well, when you cast spells and begin the long process of sucking the life force from people. Whoa, earthquake! You feel that?
I did feel that.
Quit jerking off under the table. But no. In all seriousness, this song was not up my alley. And if it sounds like if it ever got up your alley, it would hurt because it's just angry. If a guy walks into your school with a trench coat on, this song playing, you gotta.
Oh no! Oh God!
That's what it reminds me of. It comes from a dark place.
God.
There's bad connotations hooked to this song.
He done it. He done it.
Hey, the podcast was a nice idea. I think this is it. Let's go to wrap it up.
No,
I think it was a nice idea. We tried. All
right, Justin,
by the
go
way,
ahead and plug your stuff.
I in no way.
I'll catch you later, Chris.
I in no way condone that kind of thing. I'm saying if it happens, this is the song that dude's listening to. That's what it reminds me of. So it might be a love song, but mainly for like demons and concubines and stuff. So.
Mainly for demons, huh? Oh God. Oh man.
Paul?
I definitely did not dislike it as much as you guys. Again, like I totally understand it. It's very rough. Like hardcore there's good hardcore and then there's like kind of more trash, and this is to me on the trash end. I do think that Cody heard it, and he heard it from
and stepped in front of a bus.
One of the
I mean, this is his last.
One of the last playlists I made. Actually, one that he couldn't get into was mostly hardcore stuff. He's trying.
Bless his heart.
He tried. R.I.P. But I definitely didn't hate it. I kind of dug it. It was something. It kind of it's because when you put this type of music on, especially when I'm at work or something, it kind of peps me up. Like it kind of like gets me going. Like especially if I'm tired, like I put it on and I'm like, okay, I'm smacking my hands together. I'm like, let's get this shit done. Like it's getting me in the mood to do something. Like it's and I'm pretty sure that's what this that type of music is meant to do. Is kind of get you like, hey, open this. I'm about to make a pit in this shop. Open this fucking pit up and let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, and so it's not the best thing, but I didn't hate it. I think it was a good effort. But that's all.
Sounds like it channeled a lot of your dark energy, Paul.
Oh yeah, it does, and then, that's a plus for me.
Putting it to good use.
Well, hit us with that title, Chris. Hit us with that.
Next song up is "Lucky You" by Eminem and Joyner Lucas from the album Kamikaze.
All right, let me start this off by saying I was once a huge fan of Eminem. The only reason I'm not is simply he's not putting out as much content. You know what I mean? Like
that's
so brave and so bold.
He just stopped putting out content. But off rip, I can't stand this song. Like I just can't. And I felt like he thought maybe if I get Joyner Lucas, who's already making some fucking waves by saying these, not so radical things out loud. I mean, making his video about, the guy in the MAGA hat and the black guy. And of course, people really, gravitated to that because it was two different sides of, a story. But I just felt like Eminem was like, okay, let me get this guy who's, creating a buzz, and I'm going to use my inflammatory statements, and we're just going to make this awesome song. Honestly, I don't think I'll ever re-listen to that song again. Like, I just don't. I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't have put it on a playlist. And maybe I can't see why Cody decided this was a good one to put on here. I just feel like this, even the previous song, even if I couldn't get into it, I could have said like, hey, maybe somebody's gonna like this. Maybe this will be somebody's cup of tea. But because I don't listen to that type of music, I'm gonna, just move past it. I love me some rap and some hip hop. This just wasn't it for me. Like, so I can't give it a pass. I can't. I'm like, well, I'm into this shit. Normally if you come with some good bars, you say something, that means something, I can be about it. It just feels like right now Eminem's at the point where he just wants to rhyme words, whether it actually has like a meaning or anything like that. He just wants to rhyme words.
Accurate.
And I can't. I can't really. I don't know. Like I said, I used to fuck with him heavy, but no longer. But that's me. Me.
I like trash rap, so of course I like this song.
My name's Chris, and I like trash rap.
I like trash rap.
That's no surprise to anybody. I did not. A lot of songs I tried to like really pay attention to the lyrics. I just had a good beat to it and good flow to it. So,
did your family know you like trash rap, Chris? Or are you revealing this to people?
Oh yeah.
Hey.
It's something I probably should be ashamed of, but I don't know.
I'm with you on that.
Hey,
like some good trash rap. You got a decent. It's got a decent beat to it, and it's talking about the money and the drugs. And hell, I'm some white boy from small town Bristol, Florida. I'm all about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, this is right up my alley. It's not a great song by no stretch, but I mean, it's fine. It is definitely Cody. Like this definitely fits Cody's profile.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, to say that, not to speak out of turn, but this is Cody. Like, man, this is Cody.
I guess you're right. Yeah,
like,
from the last mixtape he put out. Yeah, you're right.
This is
right.
If it did have an Eminem
soul, but he
fucked up for me. If there wasn't an Eminem song on this album, on this playlist, I would be surprised. So
yeah,
and Eminem or an MGK, yeah, it's one of the two.
This is definitely cookie cutter Cody. R.I.P.
Yeah, I like this song from Eminem. Obviously not his best. I think his best days are probably behind him. But you never underestimate people, man. They come out and surprise you with something as soon as you say something like that. So
true.
I think he's still got the talent, the gift. I think he's one of the best lyricists of our time, if not in his peak. I mean, I don't know many people who could freestyle with him, who could hang with him. So that being said, though, it just goes to show you kind of drop out for a little while. You lose a little bit of that edge. And then you try to buy it back, like bringing in Joyner on this one. Maybe he was trying to, like Justin said, just kind of trying to buy it back. But I think it worked. I like it. There's a couple songs on this new LP that he has, or EP, that he has on there that are decent songs and everything. It's just hard to listen to it and not yearn for the good old days of Eminem. Every time you hear he's putting out something new, you think, oh man, this could be the one that
this is it.
The old stuff coming back. But yeah, I mean, I like trash rap too. I like all kinds of music, But this one right here, it's one that I don't think I'd put it on my everyday playlist, but it's definitely probably one of the top 3 on that EP.
Yeah, to kind of touch on what you were saying about like kind of hoping he'll go back to his old ways, he'll make music reminiscent of that. But we got to remember, like that was what, late '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, yesterday. It was yesterday.
The way you know better than most, like the way music was at that point, it was all about showmanship. Yeah. Also, he was self-admittedly like on a bunch of drugs, like he had an addiction. I mean, I have to think like those two things, it like had some kind of effect on like his, how he would rhyme. Like he was saying some of the most off the wall, like basically like just buzzwords. Like he was saying this shit to get your attention. And of course he had Dr. Dre making beats for him, so they were gonna sound amazing. And I think now that maybe he's sobered up, his mind doesn't want to work that way. Like it doesn't want to be crazy. Like he doesn't want to say like, oh, I'm totally just gonna burn down a house. He doesn't want to say shit like that or talk about like, because some of the stuff he was putting out was horrendous when you look back at it. Yeah, talking about like locking his girl up in a car and all this and all that. Like that shit.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The good old days.
But that's just me. So
crazy white boy shit.
I kind of do think like, yeah, man, that'd be kind of cool if he went back to that point. But it's also him being healthier to an extent to where we'll probably never see that type of stuff ever again.
I would never.
I mean, there are people like for a little while like Tyler, the Creator, that was doing that. But even he's grown and now he's making different shit. And it's just like the younger you are, the more inclined you are to make those type of crazy, impactful songs.
Sure,
but eventually, you know, you kind of grow up and
I think
you get locked up a couple of times and just, you know,
Yeah.
learn your lesson.
a couple near-death experiences,
You know,
buses
like
and
something
shit.
crazy, yeah.
So
Like a bus, yeah.
yeah. So the thing about him is that I never really bought into the shock factor of it. I mean, when it first came out, you was like, man, here's this crazy little white kid acting crazy. But when you listen to his songs and stuff, just there was some intelligence there, like the way he strung these lyrics together and the way he made things rhyme. He painted a really good word picture. Although that picture wasn't the most pleasant word picture, but I think that he still has that ability. There's a couple songs on this new one that you can see still got that rhyme and that flow and that he still got the tools of the trade. But yeah, his content will never be the same. But that's never really what endeared me to him in the first place. I was more of a just the way of course Dre's beats and stuff like that. But even when him and Dre parted ways, the next couple were decent. He made that one whack LP about with all the weird voices and stuff. But other than that, like he still had, you would find these nuggets where he was just back to his old. And in this one, I don't see a whole lot of those nuggets. I see where like there's little flashes of it, but he's not found his groove again in the current time. And evolution is part of everything. Everybody needs to evolve. They need to grow up. They need to change their content.
Yeah, also, this threw me for a loop. It's funny how this is now turning into an analyzing of Eminem fucking, podcast. But honestly, out of all the rappers that have tried to come back and make something in the current times, he was the only rapper I never thought I would hear like do that kind of, not necessarily mumble rap, but it's like the ABC, like ba 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Like he was doing that at the beginning of that song, and I couldn't tell if he was trying to like throw shots at those type of rappers, like the
doing shtick.
You know what I mean? Like doing that little thing just to be like, hey guys, this is what's up. Because immediately he then went into his actual like rhyme pattern. Right. But it was kind of weird. It was like, was he actually trying there or was he not? Like I didn't like having to play that guessing game. Like I just couldn't tell, but that was just me. I didn't expect to ever hear him do that type of little mumble rap thing. Also, shout out to my man Chris. He is over here fixing shit mid podcast.
He looks like an engineer DJ.
I love it to death, man. You got to make that shit
work. Management over here, y'all.
Court management, baby.
The third shift AM DJ has to also be a sound engineer.
You got to take care of shit, man.
Nobody's going to be there at 2 a.m. to do 2 jobs.
Right, that's it.
All right, Paul. What do you think about Eminem?
Yeah, for me, I'm the same way, man. Of course, I used to, growing up, I used to really like Eminem, like I did, and I know he used, like Justin said, he used a lot of buzzwords and stuff like that, just to kind of to make you go, oh my gosh. But Eminem, he wasn't a stupid guy. Like if you listen to his songs, like he like Chad's saying, like his lyrics he really actually did have deep lyrics. Like he was crazy. And his crazy songs is what got him popular or like got put on the radio more. World Star. Yeah, World Star. But when you actually listen to
Spaghetti was a hit.
Once you actually listen to his albums and stuff like that, like he killed it, man. Like he was a force to be reckoned with. To me. And I haven't honestly enjoyed a lot of Eminem stuff in probably over 10 years or more. The best thing, and I like this song, but I did not like the Eminem part because I do feel it's just like, hey, you guys aren't paying respect to the old heads. Like, hey, give me my respect, I earned it. And I'm like, okay, like, no, like, I mean, I guess I could show you respect, but you gotta keep up or you get left behind. You gotta stay relevant. The Joyner Lucas part, I really dug. I like Joyner Lucas. I like what he does, and I know he's very some of his stuff, especially what Justin was referring to earlier. His song "I'm Not Racist" is very controversial. But man, I like when somebody can show the bad on both sides. Like you're like when this one guy's talking, you're like, oh my god, he's the asshole. But then the other guy talking, he's like, and you're like, hey, we can all be assholes. You know what? But then they come together in the end.
Takes one to know one.
That's not what this song is, though. I mean, I wish personally I would have liked if Cody had done something. Because especially coming after a zombie and stuff like that, like I would have liked to see something more like that. Lucky You is just kind of Eminem trying to me, inflate his ego again and be like, hey, I'm back. Show me some respect. You got to earn that respect though. And putting Joyner Lucas on here isn't gonna give like make me give that to you. I mean, but I like the Joyner Lucas part. So
yeah, I think his part of that song was a lot better than Eminem's as well. It was, but this is classic Cody. He loves Eminem, boy.
Gotcha. Well, hit us for the next one.
Next song is "Broke" by Lecrae on his new album. Could be new. All Things Work Together.
Okay. This one, like I said, the previous song, this was like me thinking, hey, why couldn't you put another song like this on? This Broke song was perfect. It was literally talking about something, the point of like, hey, me being broke, me growing up without stuff is what made me who I am. It helped me be successful. It helped me gain the tools I needed to be an amazing rapper. Like I didn't need to hear Eminem babble for however many minutes, and I didn't need that.
Minutes.
What I needed was maybe a song talking about, hey, this is what's made me stronger. If I was a weak person, I'd give up. Like I loved hearing that. Like I loved hearing those lyrics. I was like, this song has substance. Out of all the rap on here, it's probably the only song that has substance that even crosses over into like that hip hop type of vibe. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, well, I love me some, some UGK. I love them, but not all. Like they don't always talk about something. Like literally their song, they were talking about pimping hoes, maybe trying to get a blow from a snow.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some, like that shit. Like
The people's
I'm all
jam.
about it, boy.
the people's
You know,
jam.
you know what I mean? It's smooth, it's chill, but sometimes I like to be woke. I like to wake up and be like, yeah, fuck yeah. I might want to hear this song waking up. Like, why am I? This is Thursday. I'm sleep deprived. Why am I going to work right now? Why am I doing this? Why? Because I'm a strong individual who wants to provide for his family. And I'm making improvements. Like this song, I could listen to, at my happiest moments, maybe my lowest moments, and I'd still kind of get the same feeling. I'd still feel better. Feel like, hey, I'm not weak. I'm strong. My past is what's made me, who I am. And he even talks about in this, story, like I could choose to be, or the song, I could choose to be bitter, but whatever, like fuck that. No, that's not what it did for me. It made me stronger. And I actually kind of love that song. Like out of all the rap on here, this was the one song I know I'm putting on like my own personal playlist. Like I'm like, okay, I'm keeping this one. This is gonna come in handy. I might be at the gym, I might be, doing some paperwork at work, and then boom, this is gonna pop up, and I'm gonna be loving it. But that's me. Like I said, I don't think I've even listened to that much Lecrae. Like I've heard about him. I think he had some videos on on like Facebook that got kind of popular, but I never really listened to him. So it was kind of nice. I was like, well, shit, this is a new artist for me, a new song, and I was kind of like, damn, he put this on here. Shout out to Cody on that one. Bless his soul.
That's how we got in.
Yeah.
That's how he got in.
Oh well, the other songs might be why they kept him out. I mean, it's the weighted system. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, you get in, and then they drop.
That's why I put it at the end.
Yeah, that's why I put it in at the end.
Oh yeah, he was hoping it would carry more weight.
It's a whole redemption playlist.
Yeah. What you think about it, Chris?
When this song came on, I had to double check my phone, and then I was like, the song, his playlist must have been over for Lecrae to be coming on because Lecrae is a Christian rap artist, so it was very surprising to see him on there.
Mm-hmm.
And this song is I actually liked it a lot. It has a really freaking good beat. It actually, like you said, actually is not trash rap. It sounds like if you just heard it passing, you would think it was trash rap. It's actually not trash rap. It's actually a very good song. Yeah, I agree. This will probably go into my playlist. I am very surprised this was on Cody's playlist because most of Lecrae I've heard, I haven't listened to him in a while. I know he did a song with T.Y. Dolla $ign, I think, not too long ago, which I was surprised by too, because he's a Christian rap artist. So, but it's good. And like I said, the Lecrae I've heard in the past, I was not a fan of at all, just because it was kind of like a cheesy Christian rap. I mean, there's not really any good Christian rap. Well, apparently there's now, but
yeah, I got you. Like when you think of Christian rap, a lot of times you think of this cheesy,
very
stuff,
cheesy, very cheesy.
But because of what their subject matter usually has to be. But there are creative artists who can spin it and still tell an amazing story. So it's few and far between. But I think that's also because most rap if you listen to 9 out of 10 rappers, their shit is cheesy. Like rap is just going to be cheesy because not everybody can rap. But if you get an actual artist that has skills and can actually, and
a voice,
that's their lifestyle, yeah, you'll get a great, amazing Christian rap song. It's just 9 times out of 10. If you heard my rap album, you'd be like, I mean, that's some fire, but it's whack. Like that's some fire, but it's whack.
But yeah, I was very, very pleasantly surprised. Very surprised, but it's a very good song. I mean, I gotta say that, and it will definitely be going in 1 or 2 of my different playlists.
I got you.
Yeah. I like that Lecrae track too. I don't know Cody's R.I.P. his musical stylings is like you guys do, but I was glad to see that song on there. I'd actually heard it one time before, and Shazammed it to try to figure out where it even came from. I don't even know where I was when I heard it, but so I went back and I actually had this on one of my old playlists. But it's a fairly new song for Lecrae. And yeah, speaking of the Christian rap game, which I used to be in.
I remember your album.
Remember that? Yeah. I sung background vocals and everything.
I mean, you were the star though.
I was mainly the hype man. I appreciate it though. I still get fans that spot me in the mall. They're like, "Hey, aren't you that guy from Duck Dynasty?" And I'm like, "No." I hand them a CD. So, but back to the Christian rap game. I mean, the thing is that they believe, a lot of artists, Christian artists, stuff like that. They believe in their message. And it's almost an extension of like what they consider their mandate, their witness to go out there and recruit people in. So when you go about it with like an agenda, doing some recruiting. You know what I'm saying?
That's volatile. You might not want to use that word. Hey,
what?
That's volatile.
When is recruit a bad word? Like, is that where we live now?
Yes.
I don't know. I just feel like maybe they might not want to think that it's recruiting. You know what I mean?
We're out here recruiting and shooting. That's something.
I just don't know. I just don't know the line.
Well, maybe the word recruit is not appropriate there, but I mean, I
don't know.
Spread the word.
I've been to a camp meeting where they say get out there and recruit somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was pretty militant. We shot a lot of guns that weekend. But anyways,
I think it was a cult. I think it was in a cult, buddy.
Yeah, that's a cult.
Yeah, it was a cult. 45.
Hey, there's a thin line.
2 zigzag, baby.
Yeah. So anyways, back to the Lecrae. Great artist. He's been in the Christian rap game for a while, and they've got to walk a fine line between finding what the audience, maybe not their core audience, their fans are going to tune in, but they're trying to bring people into the fold, so to speak, by through the music, that's their ministry stuff. So for this guy to pair with like some more secular music and stuff like that, that's edgy in that circle. There's a lot of people in those circles that would turn their back on him and say, we want to be in the world, not of the world, and all this stuff. So when you start mixing in a religious message, but I think Lecrae, what I like about him is he's an intelligent artist, and he knows that there's a commonality among men and people of all backgrounds and religions and creeds and stuff. So everybody can relate to the struggle. Everybody can relate to a mindset. Right. Everybody can relate to the attitude of digging yourself up. I came from the mud, and that's a lot of people hang respect on that. He's saying, look, I use like Justin said, I use my hard times as a tool. It hardened me, sharpened me up, and that's what a lot of people who maybe are outside of faith circles, they look in at people of faith and say, wow, life's just so perfect and rosy for them. It's good, for them people to say, no, it's not. It's just I haven't let the obstacles overcome me. I've overcome the obstacles. And when you hear that song, it everybody can relate to it in a certain way. Everybody's got individual victories and triumphs, and a lot of people just tend to dwell on their shortcomings and their failures when they never really take that positive look and see
everyone in this podcast.
Like all of us.
That's us.
So,
that's us. That's our common denominator.
Sounds like I've recruited some people today.
Hey, looks good. Hey, 4 idiots and a playlist.
No, but yeah, love that song, man. Great song by Lecrae.
Yeah, I guess that's one that we can all agree on, because Broke, I loved it. It was, again, one of my favorite songs on there. I immediately saved it when I heard it. I had never heard of Lecrae before, but I heard that, and that's another one that I was talking about, like with New Noise. When it gets put on, it's like it pumps you up. Like I am ready to go once that song comes on, and it really kind of lifts my spirits. It does.
It's got a real dope beat.
Yeah, and it has a good message. It has a good beat, and it really just gets me going. Like yeah, you know, shit could be bad right now, but it could be a lot worse. And look at where we came from. Like, look at where I've come from, where my friends have come from, and like where we were and where we are now. Like, man,
It
things
shaped me
are.
who I am today.
Yes, and it really did. And y'all, and I know Chris and them were talking about why did Cody put this on there? Because that is Cody. Was Cody. He was.
I mean,
If only he could be a part of it
hey,
now. You
bless
know,
his
I mean,
little heart, man.
if there
We
was
gonna
only
miss
way
that
for
soldier.
Cody to be a part of
He's
what,
out there
you know,
recruiting in heaven.
Hey, there you go.
Hey,
But if you ever hear him talk, he's very much like he came from nothing. He really did. Like he had a. I'm just gonna go ahead and put him on blast. He's dead
Oh no,
anyway.
don't even.
So
don't
he
even.
he had
ain't
a
even
rough
cold in his
childhood.
grave
You know,
yet.
he really came from nothing, and he has used that. He could be, you know, have turned to so many other things and just given up and been like, hey, this person wasn't part of my life, like, and like just gave up. But he didn't. He uses that as a tool, and that's exactly what this song talks about, and that's why Cody put it on there. Because it resonated with him without even talking to him. Like I can speak for him. I know him well enough to where this was his song.
He's around us. He's around us.
I can feel him here.
Right
I'm
now.
about to tear up.
A
Right
great sentiment. Save it
It's
for
like
the
he's
eulogy.
still here.
Save it for the eulogy.
That was my eulogy. Just play this.
Okay.
I'm not going to his funeral. Just play this part.
the podcast.
Play
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, this is it. This is it, man.
But
Were
yeah,
these guys just friends? They sound like they hated them.
they didn't even show up. They just sent in the podcast.
Yeah. God.
Got to listen to
Oh,
45
man.
minutes of this.
I really missed that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Hey, but it had no diggity in it, so that was worth it.
I mean, you know, somebody gonna dance at it. Somebody gonna dance.
On his grave.
I like
Yeah,
the way you work.
yikes.
Good.
And then this brings us to the end, right, Chris?
Last song on the playlist, "New Light" by John Mayer on his album "New Light."
I mean, let's start from the jump. John Mayer,
John Mayer,
the
John
GOAT,
Mayer, John
the
Mayer.
GOAT. Let's admit it here. The GOAT. The kid is talented in so many different ways.
He may or may not be.
Hey, who knows? Anyway,
Somebody's getting hit by a bus.
I don't-
Gotta get a
I'm
dad
just being
joke
honest.
in
Like I
here
was
every
joking,
once in a
but
while.
like I don't
Get
think
one
I've
dad
listened to
joke.
that much John Mayer. I really don't think I've listened to maybe more than 3 songs. Like, you know, his popular shit. This made me think like, oh, this is a different type of music from him. Like, this is I can actually get down to this. I don't know. I don't think there was many songs that I'm gonna save from John Mayer, but this is definitely one of them. This is probably gonna end up on, you know, one of my personal playlists. It's just a real chill, cool vibey song. It was kind of like he tried Cody, bless his soul, tried to take us on this little ride. You know, he was like boom boom boom, even spiked, made things kind of crazy with that New Noise song, then tried to maybe make it a little more crazy with the Eminem song because it was kind of high paced, and then of course brought it back down to reality, and then of course kind of just skated off with this last little John Mayer song to kind of get you into the sunset. So I don't know, I thought it was a cool little mix, but I mean, yeah, I think I'll save the song. That'll pretty much be it for me.
I liked it. I mean, every song I've heard by John Mayer, I've not hated. I mean, he's okay. I thought it was a very good song to end the playlist with. Like, I agree, like you said, it kind of brought this very chill song. You know, it kind of ended the playlist on it, ended on a kind of a chill note.
Like a chill, light, happy note. Yeah.
Yeah, the new chill light. I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I mean, I like it. If it's on, I'll listen to it. I mean, I won't look this song up to play it, I don't think, but I think it fit the playlist. I think it fit to end the playlist, so I wouldn't change it or edit it out.
Let's all be honest. John Mayer's best stuff was on the Chappelle Show. That was great, man. Do you remember that episode, Chappelle Show?
That was a good episode.
I mean, what about that song he did with Frank Ocean? Now that shit. Right there.
Yeah.
Like, if we gonna get serious about it, he fucking played that guitar.
That was a good one too. But
he did that thing.
Yeah, John Mayer, man. Not somebody I normally have in any of my playlists either. But this was exactly what you guys hit on. After taking this journey with him, 9 songs deep, he hits you with that one. Like, it's like a roller coaster. You know, you get on, and you know it's got ups and downs, and then when he brings you back into the station, you got this nice little smooth little transition. He dusts you off, fluffs your shoulders, and sends you back out in the world. You know, it's like a little sorbet after dinner. You know, kind of get your palate back to where you were. You know, he didn't want to leave you with anything, just kind of wanted to get you back to good, and And seeing as how his tragic demise was imminent, I mean, what a great guy.
It was imminent. I mean, if you don't get your shit together,
he's probably the best guy I never knew.
Yeah,
You ain't missed nothing.
you ain't missed too much. I mean, you got it all in this playlist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So New Light by John Mayer. I'm right there with you guys. I don't really listen to a lot of him. I know he's very talented. I've got nothing against him. When I hear his songs, I like them. It's just not something that I go out and like. Yeah, it's not just something that I go out and avidly listen to.
He's gonna hear this, so make sure you're not kind to him.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Son of a bitch didn't like my shit.
How dare
What
you?
does he get off of that pasty white son of a bitch? He thinks he better than me?
He ain't better than me.
I was on the fucking Chappelle show.
That's right. Damn right.
It's true. I wasn't, so he's automatically better than me. But it was an after dinner breath mint is what it was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's just very
Palate
light.
cleanser.
And I do I like it, but there's not, again, it being so light, and it's just not a lot for me to say about it. It's a good way to end the playlist, and it's a good way for Cody to end as well. I think quietly.
Yeah, this is it for him. It was good.
Mm-mm.
I mean, maybe we should touch on the last little final thoughts. What we all think of this. I guess I'll start us off because that's pretty much been how we've been going. For the most part, solid playlist. I want to rate it out of 5. I'd say maybe 3.5, close to a 4, close to a 4. There was still just a lot of songs that I know I'm probably not gonna want to listen to again, but the experience was definitely worthwhile. Hadn't listened to No Diggity in I don't know how many years. Had never heard the song Broke, and literally that's that could be a game changer. That's a game changer song. I mean, and the Pimp C and Bun B, just hearing them rap again was just it's what I can always use that shit. I mean, really, I think overall this playlist, I think Broke took it for me. I think that was probably the one song I did not expect to hear from Cody. I mean, of course he loves rap, but I didn't think he would listen to something with substance.
Something good.
I mean, you know what I mean?
That's not trash rap.
That's the one thing, and it just, like I said, that was a really good song. And I feel like the reason all of us agreed on that song being great, there's a reason to it. We all can kind of understand it. Like I said, I think my takeaway from it is that song definitely. I'm pulling that song. That's gonna be mine. Everything else, was really good. Like I said though, it'll maybe come around another time. When I have everything just on shuffle. But that's me. That's me for now.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think if I was to rate this out of 5, I'd probably give it right around a 4. This playlist caught me by surprise, and the thing that's been popping in my head has not been popping in your guys' heads too. Is did he structure this playlist this way on purpose, or was it just threw all these songs in there? Because when I was listening to it, the way each song would come in just fit so perfectly, and I'm like, did he do this on purpose, or was this all an accident?
No, I think he actually was trying. I think he was trying.
Because if Cody's the way I think he is, this was all an accident. It just kind of worked out this way. But yeah, I it's a very good playlist. I don't think the only song on here that if I was editing myself, I'd take out would probably be the New Noise song. I did not care for that song at all. Other than that, I'm looking at the playlist right now. I like all these songs, and I'm with you. That Broke song, it was the first time I heard it, and it was a very good song. And the zombie song I hadn't heard in a while, and I liked it. The We Can Make the World Stop song, the Centipede song, those are some songs I never heard before, and they're bangers too. I mean, it's a very good playlist, and will probably listen to this whole playlist except for the New Noise song in its entirety a couple more times. It's just a very surprise for Cody to make something like this. But it's good. It's a very solid playlist. I think it's a very good way to start this podcast off with too.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say thanks to you guys for having me on here. I know you guys have been doing this playlist thing for a little while, and to be able to throw my 2 cents in for, I've enjoyed it, man. I like the back and forth. I look forward to doing it some more. Looks like I got some big shoes to fill. Apparently Cody's not coming back.
You actually have really small feet. It's really, really
small head,
woman
pointy head.
sized feet.
Yeah.
Small feet.
But
Small hands.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
You know,
small, it's small.
He was a small man.
In heart, in mind, and body. It was very small.
a man among dwarfs.
Yeah.
So the thing that I got from this playlist was that maybe all you guys are crazy because y'all keep trashing on Cody's musical style, and this is pretty decent. So maybe he's known this whole time, and he's just been trolling y'all with these horrible playlists y'all keep talking about. Because this is the only one I've ever seen in here, and it's pretty decent.
I doubt that.
It's
I
pretty
just
decent.
feel like when he died, he got a little extra boost. Maybe he just got a little extra boost, y'all. This is a post-mortem.
A little shot of Gatorade toward the finish line, huh? Okay.
We won't get that same boost. We won't get that same boost because we're not gonna die anytime.
I mean, some people say they're best for last. So, but yeah, the songs are solid. I mean, there was a couple that I didn't like, a couple that I did, but I consider myself a pretty open, minded musical person, and I listen to all of them. And yeah, I mean, everybody's got an individual taste, but at the end of the day, obviously, I think the point of this playlist, the only parameters I was given going in is just, these songs, you like them, they mean something to you, they feel, and it seems like a thought out thing. Like there was a little bit of a effort and coordination into the playlist. So yeah, maybe he kind of knew the end was coming. Maybe he knew the 11:30 to Chicago was rolling down Harrison Avenue, and at 2:30 in the morning, and he needed to just give you guys a farewell playlist to go home on. So I appreciate that more than anything, is opportunity to come in and do this stuff with you guys and have fun and learn some stuff about music. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys put out there, and variety. I think that's what happens to us a lot of times. We sell ourselves short when we just kind of stay in our predefined boxes and stay with the stuff that our comfort stuff. So expanding the comfort zone a little bit and listening to some different stuff and hearing you guys take on it. It's gonna be good, man. I appreciate being here, and we miss you, Cody. I mean, they miss you. I don't know. I hardly knew you. I think I saw you in a sock commercial once. But yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So which I didn't even. I'm just now noticing the title of the playlist. Is that Thor's hammer?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I didn't even pay attention to it before. So maybe he did call his dick.
Thor's hammer.
He did.
Yeah. So he's been trolling y'all this whole time. He really had great musical taste.
But I think what he was doing, the reason he even named it that, is because he knew that this playlist was going to be heavy hitting. He wanted to come in, we had that time off, we're starting this off. He wanted to start off with a bang, and I think he did it. Like, I mean, in my opinion, I think this is one of the best podcasts he's ever, playlists that he's ever put out. It's one of the better playlists as a whole that we had even beforehand. So this is going to be exciting to follow up on, because if everybody's doing great, then you want to do better. And so I'm excited to see where we go from here. I'm not gonna give him a review because that's what he would want, and I'm not gonna do what he would want because he's dead and fuck him. So I'll just say that I really enjoyed what he did, and Justin has fell asleep.
Yeah, I tried to. I try not to. I'm dying now. It's been a long day for an old man.
But yeah, so I really enjoyed it.
I mean, yeah, if you wasn't so goddamn boring, I wouldn't be falling asleep over here. So, talk about cucks.
Content creator.
Talk about some cucks shit, man. Get the spice level in here up.
I'm trying. I was trying to be nice to him, man. I told you I'm not going to his actual funeral, so this is gonna be so now is the time. But yeah, the next person up is me in the order. I believe it's going to be me, then Chris, then Chad, then Justin. And so I'll be posting my playlist along with this video when it posts, so it's going to be in the description, of course. And I'll actually go ahead and post. I had already posted the Cody's playlist before, but I'll go ahead and post it again with this. So go ahead and look forward to that. And we'll be back here next Sunday night. And again, this one, is pre-recorded. We would love some feedback. Let us know if you're wanting to see this live, because we can kind of maybe incorporate, people who are viewing, if they have questions or whatever, then we can incorporate that in. We're open to this is a pilot. We're still working this thing out, so we're still open to suggestions. What you guys like to see, the format, stuff like that. And of course, it's still a work in progress. But I think this went pretty well.
Yeah. I think I've got an online sensitivity training course I can take before we get on our next one, so that we're not offending any of the viewers. If you're offended, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry at all.
I mean, like
I'm not sorry.
I'm pathetic, is what I'm trying to say. So, don't expect much from me.
This is what you're here for. You knew what you signed up. You guys signed up for when you clicked on the video. You knew.
I mean,
I'm going for gasps. Gasps are where it's at.
Y'all wild.
But yeah, let's go ahead and close it out. Justin, go ahead and plug your stuff. Where can everybody find you, man?
All right. Hey, like I said, name's Justin. You guys can find me on Twitch at NastyTimeTV. We're just a growing channel trying to get things moving, teaming up with these guys to get more content out. You can also find me on YouTube at Dr. NastyTime. Of course, we'll have links and all that stuff in the description. And of course, like Paul said, if you guys wanted to see this, live, like that's more of my realm. That's more where I'm a little more comfortable. So we'll definitely have a good time. Just let him know, give us some feedback, give us some tips, and maybe one of these days, we'll finally pay homage to the true king, Cody.
King Cody.
Cody with a C.
King Cody, baby. Hey.
King with a C. Chris?
My name is Chris. You can find me on Discord at Dr. Killjoy89 and also on PlayStation Network at Dr. Killjoy89.
My name is Chad. You can find me at Taco Bell on Tuesday nights. I like to go for Taco Tuesday. Cheryl back there in the back, she usually saves the ones from Monday, so I get them a little bit cheaper. Baby. So shout out to Cheryl if you're watching.
Cheryl,
you the real one.
Cheryl with a C. Keeping it alive, but
Cheryl with a C.
Yeah, we told you, man. It's not Chad anymore. It's Cody with a K.
Cody with a K.
Cody with a K. And Cheryl with a C.
We can edit all that out. So Paul will be up till 4 in the morning editing all this. So
let him add that. Let him add that.
Yeah, but I mean, pretty much you can find me here. Again, you'll see the links down below, but I have a Discord that you can join. So does Nasty. I'll post the links down below. And of course, I mostly just do this on YouTube. We go live a lot, and really, we just, like I said before, we want to hear from you guys. We'd love for you to get in here and talk to us during any stream, during anything. Really, we need the feedback so that we can make sure that things just get better and better. But other than that, I believe that's the end of this one.
Justin, that close-up's looking good, my man. You need to get
like it? You like
camera,
it?
man.
I really dig it.
Man.
Yeah, get right up on
Go up in there.
That's what the people paid to see.
You gotta wiggle a little bit.
Wiggle.
Yeah, you liked that, didn't you? You liked that.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That was good.
I really did.
That was good.
I really liked it a lot.
I gotta give him more face.
That's it, man. Gotta zoom in. Pull it in.
I'm gonna edit everything out, and this is all it's gonna be. Yeah, it's just gonna be Justin doing that.
This is all it I'm about it. I'm about it.
Awesome.
But yeah, anyways, guys, appreciate you, and this is
Yes,
it.
sir.
I'll see y'all next time.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah.